What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph!
You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Tonight. Okay, we're coming back to Alter Bridge. Yes, indeed. Alter Bridge fans, feeling you. Come on now. Here we go. This is a request from Shira17.
I am She-Ra!
Shira17 has wanted to see me react to this song by Alter Bridge called Find the Real. Now, have I heard the song before? No. To the best of my knowledge, I have never heard this song before. This does not resonate with me in any way, shape, or form. However, there's always a chance I may have heard this song in passing and I just don't realize it. So as always, if I start listening to the song and I suddenly go, oh, okay, I have heard this before, I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm going to be honest with you guys. This was posted by, how do you pronounce that? Husoyaf? Husoiaf. How would you pronounce that? Husoiaf, all one word. No spaces, no capitalization, no punctuation, just those 7 letters. Husoyaf, I guess. Maybe that was it. Husoyaf. Anyway, the video has 305,518 views. It'll get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. A link to the original video will be down below in the description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? You ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. 2, Alter Bridge, Find the Real live. Live, awesome. So the 2 might be it might be signified this is the second song in the set, possibly. Okay. Second songs are always tricky. You always want to start the show off with a bang. You always want to start the show off strong, right? But then you don't want your second song to be stronger than the first. You want the first song to stay with them when you move into the second song. So you don't want to find a second song that's going to overtake what you did with the first one. It's a fine line. It's a real fine line. You want to find a song that's not as strong as the first, but you don't want to find a song that you're going to lose the crowd with either. So it's a tough road for the second song. It always kind of gets left in the dust a little bit. I feel bad for the second song every show. I always do. Anyway, all right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this!
Stuck in the middle, I burrow inside. Back to the cradle, away from the burdens of all my crimes. Before it's fatal, the past has found me, the truth's come out. All is remembered, with no place to fall, but straight down. Yeah, when it seems the bottom everything. I wanna love, I wanna feel, I find peace, I find the real.
Interaction.
There's a face I put on all my life. Face of an angel, I look in the mirror, only to find face of a stranger. And I'm taking a hundred for more. Is that selfish? And all I'm left with is a crown of thorns.
Let's pause there. Okay, yeah, this song, this is definitely a second song in the set. It has that type of a feel. It's not It's not a banger. It's not one that's going to go out there and grab people by the throat and take no prisoners. It's not that. It's definitely not a show opener, but at the same time, it's not weak. It's not slow. It's not dragging. It's got a good pace. I would never use this as a show opener ever under any circumstances, but I could very easily see this type of a song being the follow-up. Absolutely. No question. Good choice. Seems a pretty good interaction from the members on stage. That's always a good thing. Whenever you're on stage with your bandmates and you're able to interact with each other, it looks good. It shows the crowd that there's a level of comfort. There's a level of camaraderie. When band members don't interact with each other on stage at all, when they just completely stand apart, a lot of times it'll put that question in the fans' minds. Is everything okay with them? Are they fighting? Are they arguing? You know, it raises questions whether the band is fighting or not. You know, they could be the best of buds, but if they don't interact with each other on stage and they just stand apart or standoffish from each other, it's gonna raise questions. So it's always good to interact with the members of your band because it's a big plus to help keep those kind of rumors from surfacing. So great job. Let's keep going here.
Well, it seems as I'm selfish, and all I'm left with is a crown of thorns. Well, it seems I'm holding on everything. I want to love, I want to feel, I'll find peace, I'll find a real.
She popped, but a lot on the left.
Yeah.
Nice. Not only did he lead the crowd there, which is great. Crowd interaction. That's fantastic. Love that. The little call and response sing along is always fun. Not only did he do it, but I don't know if you guys noticed, every time he called to the crowd, he did something different. One time he pointed. The next time he used the mic to point. Another time he used both hands out wide. Another time he put the mic on the stand and just kind of leaned and put his ear out like that. I mean, every time it was different. It wasn't always the same thing. It wasn't the same action. It was always different, and that's good. Variation, variety, it's always good. Calling the name of the city you're playing in. I have mixed feelings about it. I see the importance of it. Don't get me wrong, okay? It's good to tell the people in the crowd that you know where you are because that shows you care. You know, I can't tell you how many times I have seen shows and I have seen concerts and I have seen performers, whether it be, you know, rock, metal, jazz, or even other things like sporting events or whatnot, all types of entertainment. I cannot tell you how many times where they've gone out and they said, you know, hello, Anaheim. And we're all sitting there scratching our heads like we're in Los Angeles. Or my favorite, hello, San Francisco. And we're sitting here going, this is Los Angeles. You know, it's funny. But I'm also going to say this. When you're on the road, sometimes the cities do blur. They do start to blur. It's nothing personal against the city. It's just when you've played 52, 53 shows and you're into your, you know, third month, you've been on the road for the last 60, 70 days, 70 days usually, 70, 75 days. When the time you've hit your, 50th show, it becomes a blur. It does. And there have been times, I'm not usually the guy that does the whole, how's it going? Whatever town it is. But, there's all sorts of tricks, from writing the name of the city on the palm of your hand to, you know, the back of your wrist, or, you know, even going as far as having it like on the set list on the ground in front of you. You know, you look down at your set list before you talk to the crowd. All right, how are we doing up there, Houston? You know, and the crowd goes crazy. And I'm also going to say this. It's a cheap pop. Okay, it is. It is absolutely a cheap pop. Of course it's a cheap pop. But look, any pop you can get is a good pop. So take it. Absolutely take it. Anyway, let's keep going here.
Well, I'll trade these lies for something right. Ooh, I will kill what hurts with something pure. Ooh, I will be redeemed so I can breathe again.
Up in the front, facing the crowd and soloing. Good, taking technique.
When it seems I'm falling, everything. I wanna know, I wanna feel, I find peace, I find the real. When it seems I'm falling, everything. I wanna love, I wanna feel, I find peace, find the
The groove on this song is steady, man. It is absolutely steady. I can see why it's a second song, but at the same time, it's not weak by any stretch. This is not a weak song. It does have a good amount of energy, a good amount of life. It is definitely assisted by everything happening on stage. Everybody's active. Everybody's moving. The guitar player has switched sides like 2 or 3 times now. Same thing with the bass player. They're trading off. Like, one will go one way, one will go the other. Then one of them will come over here and meet up, and then the other one will switch over, and then they'll come back and switch again, and they'll meet up, and they'll come back and meet up, and they come back, and they're constantly moving, which is great. Movement equals energy. Movement creates energy. I know it requires energy to produce movement and motion, but movement and motion creates energy as well. Physics 101. I mean, come on, get with it, folks. You got to recognize that. No, this is a great performance. Great performance from everybody. Everybody involved. Yeah, well done. Really well done. I definitely enjoyed this without question. Let me think about a score. I need to figure out how much I enjoyed it. Let me think about a score, and I will see you in the review. Well, there you go, folks. That was Alter Bridge with Find the Real. This was a request from Shira17. Okay, on a scale of 1 to 10, I am going to give that an 8.3. Yep, 8.3. I feel good about that score. Let me tell you why.
Why?
This was fun. This was a fun song. Impressive song? No, it wasn't super impressive. There was nothing all that impressive about the songwriting. The songwriting was, if I'm being honest, the songwriting was nothing all that special. To be honest with you, I've heard better songwriting from them. Having said that, though, this was not a weak song by any stretch. It sounded great. The chordal progression that they went with was strong for all parts. The verses, I think I like I'll be honest with you, I think I preferred the chordal structure of the pre-chorus more than anything else. It sounded very strong, very impactful. The performance from everybody was fantastic. I'm going to get to that at the end. Let's talk about the sound. Let's talk about the tones. Let's talk about the actual musicianship. Everybody did a fine job from what I could tell. Nothing sounded bad. Nothing sounded out of place. I could hear the bass in the mix clearly. I love hearing the bass in the mix. And I didn't have to struggle. I didn't have to sit there and go, I think I hear it, but I'm not 100% sure. Nope. I hear it. It clear as a bell. It was fantastic to hear. Both guitars sounded fantastic. Great tone, great clarity, not muddy, but nice and crunchy distortion use from both. A little more overdrive on the solo, obviously, from the lead guitarist, so we can get those harmonics and those pinch harmonics in particular, which were nice. They were screaming. Drumming was solid, man. Absolutely rock solid on the drums. Sounded really good. Some great fills, some great cymbal work too, which I always appreciate. I like it when drummers are able to utilize cymbals in a way that it comes through and it sounds good and it sounds appropriate, but it's not overly used. So that's one of my biggest turnoffs when it comes to drummers, are drummers who use their cymbals too often, too many times, for absolutely no reason other than just to show off and use them. It makes no sense within the context of the song at all. It didn't add anything to the song at all, but yet they're hammering on those cymbals for no reason. And I'm just, man, I personally find that offensive. I don't like it. I really don't like it when drummers do that. Okay, let's talk stage energy. And this is really where they're going to come up here in the score. Their stage energy was fantastic. I loved the interactions with each other, with the crowd. I know the guitar players were always playing, and the bass player was always kind of playing. They never really took a break once, but they were still interacting with the crowd with facial expressions, body motion and movement, leaning out over the crowd and stuff like that. That's crowd interaction, absolutely. Constantly moving from side to side of the stage and never being in one place for too long, very important. Keep that movement going, keep that energy going on stage, don't become stagnant. The drummer was doing what he could. I mean, drummers can have stage presence. They can. I know a lot of drummers. My boy Richie, man, that guy, the only guy I could think of that has more stage presence than Richie is Tommy Lee. I mean, that's the only guy I could think of that could surpass Richie when it comes to stage presence. And a lot of what Richie does, he I'll just say it. Sorry, Richie, but I'm going to say it. He flat out stole from Tommy Lee, man. He did. He stole a ton of stuff. The thing is, Richie will say it, too. He'll admit it. He'll be like, oh, yeah, I took that from Tommy Lee. Absolutely. But then he takes things from other drummers, too. So, I mean, everything he takes, he utilizes. And he puts on a great show behind a drum kit, sitting on a stool. And a lot of people like, drummers can't have showmanship. You want to bet? Watch my boy Richie sometime. I guarantee you. You'll be impressed by what he does. He's touring actually right now with Janet Gardner, believe it or not. Janet Gardner, the former lead vocalist from Vixen. He's touring with her right now. And they love his stage presence. They love his stage energy, and so does the crowd. So, You ever want to get on YouTube? I know he's got they got clips. Just go find Janet Gardner live. You know, you'll see him in all of his long-haired, black hair. The smile that you can see from space. Go check it out. You can't miss the guy's smile. You just can't. You seriously can see it from space. But yeah, the drummer here, fantastic stage energy. Not so much from a showmanship like, you know, stick tricks and stuff, but every motion he did was exaggerated. Lots of big arm movements and motions, kind of like the drummer from Rammstein. Same thing, big exaggerated movements and motions that are not necessary to play the drums, but to put on a good show, yeah, they're necessary. Vocally, great job. Oh gosh, what's his name? Oh gosh, what's his name? Shoot, I had it. Miles Kennedy. His vocals are very distinctful. Like you could pick his voice out in the crowd. I love the interaction with him, with the crowd. You know, the call and response. That was fantastic. Great, powerful overall vocal delivery though from him. Nothing sounded out of place. Nothing sounded bad. Nothing sounded out of tune. Everything sounded fantastic. Now this was a great performance. A great performance of a second track. And that's the thing you gotta keep in mind. From what I understand, and I believe it. I absolutely believe this is the second song in the set. It sounds like it would be a second song in the set. So, not always easy to pull off and make the second song in the set a great song, but this was a great song. And that's why they're getting the 8.3. So, 8.3, final score, I have spoken. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hopefully you'll enjoy the show. Hopefully I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, then I did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you did enjoy the show and you would like to see more videos like this, feel free to join the fan base by clicking on that button down there. Yeah, you know the button I'm talking about. Click on that button, join the fan base, and become one of us. Now, for whatever reason, if you don't feel like clicking on that button, that's okay. I still respect you. Also, if you did enjoy the video, please feel free to give the video a thumbs up. It'll do me a world of good, and it will do you absolutely no harm whatsoever. Finally, if you guys do join the fan base, you will find a bell down there that you can click on. By clicking on that bell, it'll keep you up to date on everything happening with this channel, including when new content gets dropped. So, if you want to stay in the know, click on the bell, and you'll stay in the know. Well, that's going to do it for the night, folks. Until next time, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.